Hello and welcome po sa ating live stream. Actually, two live streams po yung gagawin natin. And I think
So anyway, what we are going to do right now is to re-examine and to analyze the said cross-examination that I had with our atheist friend. So, kamakailan lang, nagkaroon kami ng dialogue concerning this topic, what better explains reality, atheism or Christianity. At sa point na yan, syempre, ay nagkaroon kami ng time, although ito'y short time lamang, but it doesn't matter, kumbaga. Ang pinaka-pinpoint yung mga arguments na presenta ng parehong panig. What am I doing here right now? Ay ito, gagawa tayo ng reaction, ay yes, totoo. Reaction sa, syempre, yung naging tanong niya sa akin. So at this point, let us listen to the said cross-examination period na abot ng 16 minutes. Anyway, let's do it.
Question regarding about your statement na about, I think, first statement or first case na sinasabi mo is about fine-tune argument, no? So itong fine-tune, like yung specific variation, I think you're aware ng about argument of fine-tuning is that itong mga values na to, may I ask na, is it starting in the beginning, like when the universe exists or begins, this value started immediately, like
Oh,
value for life?
mm
Oo.
wait lang. Medyo i-clarify mo yung tanong. Okay lang?
So, yeah. So, yung question mo is about fine-tune. Of course, yung fine-tune is
Okay.
saying that the universe has a parang specific value na nilagay ng designer to create or make it conducive sa life. But this value, may I ask if does this initial value yung pag-start talaga ng universe, or before, or is it gradual hanggang naging value, hanggang naging siyang merong yung value na para conducive sa life? Is it gradually hanggang pumunta dyan, in that sense?
I think dito sa naging tanong, parang ang tinatanong, what kind of fine-tuning yung tinutukoy diyan? Ito ba ay kumbaga yung specific, yung initial condition ng universe or some sort? So ituloy natin. Well, concerning to the fine-tuning kasi, syempre pinupunto doon yung ano kasi yung sinabi doon na sumusuporta yung universe ay fine-tuned to support life on Earth. In a sense talaga na masasabi natin na mula sa pagkakaayos, halimbawa sa Earth na lang for example, yung pagkakaayos niya ng axial tilt niyan, tapos yung kung gaano kalayo yung pinakamalayo. Later on, muli kong i-discuss uli sa ating live yung tungkol sa fine-tuning of the universe, okay? But as of now, sige, tuloy natin. Lapit na araw I mean, pinakamalapit na between sa solar system, tapos yung masasabi natin yung sa gravity mismo, for example na lang, na kung imumove mo kahit kapiranggot lamang na measurement doon, wala mag-exist na stars, wala mag-exist na planets or whatever. At saka, kung mapapansin din, especially like for example na lamang sa galaxy natin, talagang
So
nasa right
parang
na,
initial talaga yung
yes,
example,
yes it is.
pag-start ng clock, ganyan talaga, like start na parang value is, let's just say yung value ng conducive ng universe is, let's just say 1.2, for example lang.
Yes
Does
it is.
yung paggawa ng universe agad ng 1.2? Okay.
So, kumbaga, nilinaw lamang natin diyan na we are talking about the initial condition na ano, yung sa universe and some sort. Well then, bilang kumbaga, although I already discussed it many times here, ayan, pupunta tayo uli. Teka lang, napunta ako sa yung sa fine tuning ng life. Alright. Anyway, just wait for a while. Ayan. So, dito tayo. Kasi may kinalaman kasi ito sa tinatawag na anthropic principle. Ayon sa prinsipyong yan, from the very inception of the universe, it was fine-tuned or tweaked for the eventual emergence of human life. So, there are well over 100 factors that must be in perfect balance in order for human life as we know it to exist. So, batay dito sa prinsipyong ito, lalo na sa scientific discoveries na natuklasan, pinupunto lamang dito na nakaayos o naka-fine-tune ang universe to support the life on Earth. Kaya nga, kung mapapansin niyo po yung ilang mga examples nga, yan, yung halimbawa na lamang, yung expansion rate ng universe matapos ang Big Bang. Ito ay tamang-tama lamang para masuporta ng buhay. Sabi nga ni Mark Worthon at ni Hill Roberts, if the balance between gravity and the expansion rate were altered by 1 part in 1 million billion, there would be no galaxies, stars, planets, or life. So, alam na, yan mismo ay patotoo ng mga siyentista. Kung tutusin, pag yung expansion rate at yung balance between sa gravity nito at saka yung balance between sa gravity at sa expansion rate nito ay mag-altered ng kahit isang bahagi lamang yan, walang mag-exist na galaxy, stars, planets, at maging buhay. Also, each of the 4 fundamental forces of nature had to be carefully fine-tuned for life. Yung gravity, electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, at yung weak nuclear force. The ratio of the electromagnetic force, for example na lang, sa electromagnetic force mismo, hanggang sa gravitational force must be delicately balanced to 1 part in 10 to the 40th power. Yung 40th power ay may 40 zeros. So, if the ratio varied even slightly, then our universe would not have small and large stars, which are both necessary for a planet to sustain life. So, yun po yun. Pangatlo pa, recent scientific discoveries confirm that Earth has extremely rare conditions that allow it to support life, even though the vast majority of the universe is uninhabitable. Kaya nga, kung tutusin, ang universe mismo ay talagang sabing fine-tuned to support life on Earth. Bukod dyan, si Euros na isang astrophysicist at isang Christian, naglista siya ng mga 35. Halimbawa na lang, yung axial tilt ng Earth, gravitational interaction nito, yung rotation, at iba pa. Kaya masasabi natin talaga na kung ang universe ay talagang nakadesenyo pirme, then meron talagang pirmeng nakapag-design yan. So anyway, let's continue to the said video. Yes, it is. Okay.
So next one is yes, following sa second question then. First question, I mean, do you even do you wonder the possibility na if granted na meron talagang designer of this fine-tuned universe na hindi siya parang God ng Christianity, let's just say a indifferent being na gumawa lang ng universe just because he can. Do you ever entertain that question or idea?
Well, possibly kasi actually hindi ko kanina nga sa pag-present ko kanina doon sa case for the existence of God, hindi ko pa kaagad-agad sinasabi na God of Christianity na yan kaagad-agad. Ang punto ko lang dito, kumbaga, we can know for sure na there is someone talaga who created the universe, who designed the universe. Kung meron man siguro na masasabi na ibang being or whatsoever, okay. But since we already tackled this dahil naisasali natin yung cumulative case dyan, isali pa dyan sa Bible, especially who Jesus is and whatsoever, I think dun pa lamang sa points na yan, we can know na yung tinutukoy dyan ay God of the Bible. Pero dun sa pinakapunto ko lang, hindi ko agad-agad sinasabi na God of the Bible kaagad-agad or God of Christianity. So what is my point here doon sa naging tanong ng ating kaibigan na atheist? Kasi ang tanong niya, naisip mo ba na baka ibang being yan? Baka hindi yan God according to the Bible yan. I pointed out na pwedeng ganon. Pwedeng ganon, kumbaga. Since yung naging presentation ko kasi before, naging dialogue namin, ay doon pa lamang sa para masasabi natin na initial pa lamang na evidence concerning God's existence and even to the truth of Christianity. Doon, halimbawa sa fine-tuning of the universe, hindi ko sinabi agad-agad na God of the Bible kaagad. Okay? Ang point lang natin doon, kumbaga, yung universe ay fine-tuned to support life on Earth na nagpapatunay na tila baga nakadisenyo. Especially doon sa initial condition ng universe kung tutusin. So anyway, isa pa, to be clear, mga kapatid, baka mayroong magkwanda naman ng kung anong mga video, sasabihin, kita mo, kinokontra niya, ganito. Ang point lang naman natin diyan ay napakasimple. When I said that if the universe was designed, then there is someone who designed it. Kumbaga, parang ganyan ang point ko diyan. Pero when it comes on that, kumbaga, hindi ko kaagad-agad na sinasabi na it is God according to the Bible kaagad ang conclusion, di ba? Ang point lang natin, there is someone who designed the universe. Okay? So anyway, let's continue.
Okay.
Okay, sige, next question. Matagal pa to.
Next question is that, so how can you say na there is an objective morality? And if there is, how can we be sure na it exactly came from God?
Okay. Clarify uli yung tanong para maintindihan. Hindi lang
So,
ako kundi kaibigan din natin. Sige.
So how could you say that morality is objective, and if such, how can you connect God to that in that perspective?
Okay, gets ko na. Salamat. Wait a minute. Pinipindot ko rin na para 10 minutes para alam nila na umandar yung time natin. Anyway, concerning to that, why would I know that there are objective moral values? Kasi kung papansinin natin, halimbawa, naitanong ko doon mismo sa presentation, masasabi ba natin na tama lamang ba na i-torture ang babies for fun? Siyempre, maraming magsasabi na hindi. Therefore, alam natin for sure na ganap na mali talaga yon. Hindi talaga, masama talaga. Excuse me? Masama talaga at karimari-marim na yan ang gagawin mo sa isang sanggol o sa mga sanggol, so to speak. Siyempre, kung mayroong objective evil, may objective good. But since we know that there is what was called objective good, mayroong pinanggalingan yan. And I will quote C.S. Lewis concerning to that, na take note itong si C.S. Lewis, dati siyang atheist. And nung na-realize niya na yung kanyang mga argument against God because of the evil that happened, injustice, actually, ito yung magiging malaking sampal pagka sinasabi na totoo yung sinasabing atheistic worldview. Anyway, sabi ni C.S. Lewis, as an atheist, my argument against God was that the universe seems so cruel and unjust. But how had I got that this idea of just and unjust? A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. What was comparing the universe with when I called it unjust? Sa madaling sabi, kung may injustice, may justice kung tutuusin. At saka ito pa, last na to, no? Kung walang objective moral values, paano natin masasabi na mali yung mga Nazi sa kanilang ginawa? Diba? So anyway, that's the answer. Thank you. ang point lang naman kasi natin yan, for example, yung torturing babies for fun nga. Sigurado tayo na maraming ang magsasabi na mali talaga yung gawin yan sa mga kids. Yung torturing babies for fun talaga, maling-mali, 'di ba? And also, dito pa nga lang sa issue ng moral argument, okay, bisitahin natin uli. Yamang we are talking about what better explains reality kasi. No, kung saan ganito yung argument. Every moral law has a moral lawgiver. There is an objective moral law. Therefore, there must be an objective moral lawgiver. Kumbaga, doon pa lamang sa point na yan, dahil alam natin na may matatawag na moral law, may moral lawgiver. And when we are talking about moral law, we are not talking about some sort of may pagka-relativistic na dating. Kasi doon na yung pinapasok yung sinasabi na, tama sa'yo yan, pero sa akin hindi, na-trip, di ba? So bukod dyan, yan ang quotation na aking binanggit nga na, yun nga na, yung tungkol sa atheism, nung siya daw ay atheist, ganyan, yung kanyang argument laban sa Diyos ay ito, yung kasamaan sa mundo, bakit may paghihirap, may pagdurusa, so ibig sabihin na walang Diyos. Subalit, paano masasabi raw na may kawalang katarungan kung walang Diyos kung tutusin? Pinagkumpara nga niya yung tungkol doon sa yung stick tapos i-measure yan. Paano masasabing mahaba ang isang stick kung wala siyang measurement? Ganon din po sa punto may kinalaman saan? Objective moral values. Kaya kung tatanungin natin ang mga tao, especially sa mga atheist friends natin na masama ba yung murder? Masama ba yung rape? Masama ba yung pagsisinungaling? Siyempre sasabihin nila na masama talaga. Kasi tingnan nyo, kahit yung mga atheists, they did not even recognize na when they are telling us that murder is wrong, rape is wrong, lying is wrong, so forth, sinasabi lamang nila na objectively wrong talaga yan, objectively evil. Kaso nga lang, they do not even recognize na kung mayroong objective moral values talaga, meron talaga objective moral lawgiver. Okay? Kaya nga, may mga rason kung bakit alam nating mayroon talagang moral law. Undeniable yan, whether we like it or not. Malalaman yan sa reaction ng bawat isa. Ito ay basis ng human rights. Ito ay unchanging standard ng justice. It defines a real difference between moral positions. Since we know what's absolutely wrong, there must be an absolute standard of rightness. The moral law is the grounds for political and social dissent, and if there were no moral law, then we would not make excuses for violating it. Kaya nga sa madaling sabi, whether we like it or not, kahit yung mga kaibigan nating atheist na nag-assume na wala raw objective moral law, and yet, yung claim na yun ay absolute. Doon pa lang, may masasabi na tayo na kontrahan sa atheistic idea. Anyway, tuloy natin.
So,
Next one.
So regarding about that, if right, how can we how can we know na right is good? Is it and in your case you believe that it's coming from the God, diba? As an objective standard. But how can we say what's right and wrong? So is it like God being commanded us to declare that these acts are right and those acts are wrong, or what, or how does that work exactly?
Actually, since God is the lawgiver na matatawag, objective moral lawgiver kung tutusin, siya mismo kumbaga, yung kanyang goodness mismo yung pinakabatayan ng kung ano yung nakabubuti at ano yung hindi, kumbaga. Kung tutusin, pagpasensyahan nyo na ako diyan dito sa naging dialogue namin kasi ang bilis talaga ng oras kaya pero anyway, tuloy natin. If God does not exist, if God does not exist, tingnan po natin. If there are no objective moral values, bukod sa sinabi ko kanina na masasabi natin yung ginawa ng Nazis ng World War II ay
seems to be how can we say na right is right? exactly. If it's coming from him, I mean, how can we say it's right? Like, is it like God has declared or decree like an edict, as what you use na you mentioned C.S. Lewis like a lawgiver? Is it like an edict? Parang ganyan? Like,
What do you mean
I
by that?
declared edict like law. I declare this RA chu 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 chu, and then this is the right thing. Parang ganyan, or how exactly? How does
Okay.
make
So,
how does make not torturing babies for fun is wrong? Like how?
well, ito lang siguro sana maitatanong sana natin sa ating kaibigan na hindi ko lang na ano, hindi ko lang naisingit nun sa cross-examination period nun sa kanya. But Lord willing, iano natin yan sa next live stream natin about this. Yung, is the torturing babies for fun wrong? Ganun eh. Pero anyway, tuloy natin. Are you talking of, wait lang parang i-clarify lang ng konti. About U3 Pro, ano, kung sana tama yung aking pronunciation, no? Are you talking about U3 fraud dilemma ba?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much common if we are talking about um morality in a sense of a religious morality. It will always comes up when we talk about it.
Okay, kasi na-remind kasi ako doon sa U3 po tuloy. U3 fraud dilemma. Ayan, U3 fraud dilemma na nung una kong narinig, paano ko ito maisasagot? Pero i-discuss natin later on, no? Yung kabuuan. Anyway, let's continue.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's the question. Is it how?
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so ipupunto ko lang muna yung tungkol sa U-Triple dilemma na kung saan, yan nga, na banggit mo kanina na, excuse me, like for example, yung kuha na, first, if a thing is good simply because God says it is, then it seems that God could say anything was good and it would be. This might include, medyo mahaba, iano ko na lang to. But however,
So
if
in
God is
essence,
simply
in
i-explain ko
essence,
muna i-explain ko
short
muna.
version. Oh, sige. Sorry.
Paliwanag mo yung short version niya para maintindihan.
So good is good because God said so, or the act is good because it is God consider it as good.
Okay. Thank you for thank you dun sa short version, no. Okay. Anyway, so kumbaga kung tama yung point na yung U3 dilemma, dilemma 'yon. Pero may third option kasi diyan. How did we know na mayroong third option? As Christians, we should affirm both God's sovereignty and His non-derived goodness. Thus, we don't want a standard that is arbitrary, nor one that exists outside or above God. Fortunately, God is both supremely sovereign and good. Therefore, God's nature itself can serve as the standard of goodness, and God can base His declarations of goodness on Himself. God's nature is unchangeable and wholly good. Thus, His will is not arbitrary and His declarations are always true. So, siguro,
So if that's the case, na good is, if good is just what God's nature, but
ay, naku, sana pinatapos niya ako noon. Pero sige, ayos lang. Okay, let's continue.
again, let's just say na right now God is the status quo na good is what is God, what is good is based on God's nature. Let's just say tomorrow that we discover God's nature is actually, let's just say, a liar. If that's the case, what will happen to such morality, this objective morality? What will happen? Is it lying is now the good because it's part of God's nature to lie, for example? Like it's hinge or parang peg to God's nature, and then we later know na God's nature is a liar, for example. Is it lying became good na in that sense?
First and foremost, sige, patapusin mo muna yung tanong, sorry.
Oh, and in that sense, is it truth saying truth is already a sin? If that's the case na we discover by tomorrow.
Actually, in that said question kasi, kung sasabihin ibig sabihin pag nagsinungaling ang Diyos, ganito, ganyan. Actually, kung tutusin, kung titingnan natin, since we know for sure that God is, I mean, yung God's nature is the standard of goodness, kung tutusin, even based on the scripture, halimbawa, based on the Bible, we know for sure that God cannot lie. God cannot do that contradicts his own nature, like lying
But again,
or whatsoever. Wait. Let me
we're
finish.
just, sige.
Let me finish.
Oh.
So to answer the question, kung tutusin, concerning if how is God the standard of goodness na lang, for example, well, He is the creator. A thing's goodness is determined by its purpose. Isipin natin yung mga example. A dull knife is not a good knife because the purpose of knife is to cut. Sharp Diyan yata halos nag-focus yung naging question namin, yung question ng ating kaibigang atheist tungkol dyan sa issue ng objective moral values ba. And because of that, I think in our next live stream or maybe anytime soon, baka makapag-discuss tayo uli about the issue concerning youth free fraud dilemma. Maganda kasi na may discuss natin yung mabuti. So, ituloy natin. This is bad for a shoe. However, for a good shoe is one that is comfortable and supportive to a foot. God as a creator,
Still,
wait lang.
that's
Let
not
me finish. Let me finish.
answer.
Let me finish. God as the creator is the determiner of all purposes of his creation. Kung napansin nyo kasi talagang pinipinpoint ko talaga na patapusin talaga yung naturang sagot. Kumbaga, halimbawa, yung this coming next na natin, live stream, kung saan i-feature naman natin yung pag-cross-examine ko doon sa ating atheist friend, I even let him to finish his own answer kasi maganda kasi na sagutin talaga ng tama. I mean, sagutin yung kabuuan based on the proper context instead na pigil-pigilan yan. Hindi yan ganito, whatever. Wag naman, kumbaga, ito, sa mga ganitong dialogues kasi mga kaibigan, wag po sana tayong diyan na, hindi yan ang tanong ko, hindi yan ang ganito ko, ganyan. Patapusin muna natin. Kahit ayaw man natin ng sagot doon ng kabila, let them speak, let them answer naman. Bilang respeto na rin, kumbaga, no? But anyway, ituloy natin. What he makes is made purposefully, and anything that stands in the way of that purpose is bad. Rape is evil because that is not what sex is made to be. Murder is evil because it is not the purpose of humans to arbitrarily decide when people should die. So in conclusion, okay, sige. You have last question mo na lang kasi patatapos na tayo. Go for it. Sige.
I don't think.
Mamaya mo na tignan yung comment section.
Oh yeah. So last thing is that I think just one last question na lang is are you you mentioned Bart Ehrman because when I read Bart Ehrman's book he also parang he affirms na the New Testament's eyewitnesses is not actually direct eyewitnesses. It's actually those people information being passed down through generation and the written or New Testament.
Hello.
Testament. Hello.
Sorry for interruption. Tapos na yung 15 minutes. Ang haba ng tanong. Okay. So okay lang. Siguro itanong mo lang ulit tapos mamaya ko lang i-address sa concluding statement. So ano yung pinakatanong mo? Sige, ini-stop ko lang pero ano yung pinakatanong mo about New Testament? Sige. Yung i-address ko lang mamaya sa conclusion.
Yeah. Are you aware na those who wrote the New Testament, the writers, the authors, are not actually the exact persons yung sinasabi sa New Testament na who walk along Jesus?
Sorry, nakamute pa pala ako. Okay, so yan yung naging naging ano na yung cross-examination between me and our atheist friend. Kung saan yung atheist friend natin yung nagtanong sa akin diyan. Most of his questions were all about moral argument talaga. Yun yung pinaka point kumbaga ng ano eh. Pero yung panghuli kasi na tanong niya na I think in the next point na ano, we will go on to revisit it once again about the New Testament. Yung kanyang insist dito na hindi yung mga original na mga apostol ni Kristo daw yung nagsulat. Kaso nga lang, here's the point na dapat ma-realize ng mga skeptics. Ang dami pong naka-witness sa events nung si Jesus ay buhay dito sa lupa na ito, kanyang ministry, when he died and he rose again. Kung tutusin nga, as it was pointed out by Dr. Frank Turek, yung sinabi dito na Christianity was originated tama. Christianity was not originated not with a book but with an event, the resurrection. What is the point? The writers of the New Testament kasi actually they truly witnessed the time kung saan si Jesus ay muling nabuhay, correct? And since there are many eyewitness details diyan, and on the right time, they wrote it down. Kaya nga, dun pa lamang, Lord willing, ipipinpoint ko rin yung concluding statement ko niyan in the future. Pinipinpoint lang natin kung matatandaan niyo yung mga discussions natin. We even showed evidence that the gospel accounts and the entire New Testament was written by the eyewitnesses or interview ng mga in-interview doon yung mga talagang aktual na nakasaksi. Balikan natin yung tungkol sa Eutrypho dilemma. Pahapyawin lang natin bilang pagtatapos. Pinipinpoint lang natin bakit paano natin sinasabi na ang Diyos ang standard ng goodness. If God exists, then He is the creator of all things, kumbaga. At dahil yung kanyang goodness ang batayan, objective moral values, ito talaga yung nagbumulat talaga sa kanya kung tutusin. Yung nature niya mismo ang batayan. Why we know for sure that there are objective moral values. Na kung saan, sa ating next live stream na may kinalaman dito, next week, Lord willing, we'll go on to react the cross-examination between me and our atheist friend, kung saan ako na nagtanong niya may kinalaman. But anyway, yun lamang po sa ating ngayong araw, and thank you for listening to this live stream. Lord willing, tomorrow, we'll go on to revisit the arguments of Mr. Khalid Sanchez concerning to the topic of the said dialogue, which is Jesus just a prophet or equal with God? So anyway, yun lamang po sa ngayon, and I hope we have learned a lot of this. And I invite everyone to examine both sides concerning this. And by the way, Lord willing, next week, this coming Monday, merong lecture ang reasonable faith sa Philippines concerning to the topic about the Gnostic Jesus issue. And yun nga, we even invite our Muslim friend concerning to this matter, and we are talking about Mr. Warley. Nang sa gayon, sabagay, sabi ko nga, malaya naman siya kung makapagtanong-tanong naman about this topic. So that's all for now. Abangan nyo po yung next live stream natin tomorrow by God's grace. At nawa sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig, wag lang po tayo basta maniwala kaagad-agad. Let us examine what Christianity really teaches. And I will go on to ask this question in the end. If Christianity were true, would you become a Christian? So that's all for now. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Jesus is Lord. Have a great day.